is a time where grace is needed. We have this song, it's called Rattle the Cage. And this is a song that is about the fact that there's a lot of talk about the division that is out there. And we know that that can be toxic. Like, we're fighting hard for the things that we believe in. We know you're fighting hard for the things you believe in. And we know you have those people in your lives who are so important to you, who maybe believe the opposite things. And it's more, this isn't sports. This isn't like they're on the other team of some game. These are real principles at stake, right? These are real people's lives affected. But there also has to be a way that we can do this struggle in a way that we don't just immediately villainize and discard people and make them disposable. So this is a song that is about that struggle, because the things we believe are so important, the battles we're fighting are so important, the struggles are real, and there has to be a way to do it that brings people in, brings people along, and never leaves anybody behind, and never makes anybody disposable. So, we had a little technical difficulty. So we're going to do a song here that is about decisions. It's a song some people might have heard. It's called Handlebars. You guys know it, some people. Will y'all sing along with us? Alright. By the way, we're from here. We're Denver, Colorado folks, just like you. It feels good to be here with you. So if you know this song, I want to hear you sing it. We've been doing a lot up here. I want to just chill while y'all sing it. So who's got it? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I could ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars. Look at me, hands in the air like it's good to be alive. And I'm a famous rapper even when the past were all crookedy. I can show you how to do-si-do. I can show you how to scratch a record. I can take it part of the remote control. I can almost put it back together. I can tie a knot in a cherry stem. I can tell you about the Harrison. I know all the words to take the Lotus, and I'm proud to be an American. Me and my friend talk platypus. Me and my friend made a comic book. And guess how long it took? I can't do anything that I want, cause look, I can keep rhythm with no metronome. No metronome, no metronome. Sing it. I can see your face on the telephone, on the telephone, on the telephone. Look at me, just call to say that it's good to be alive in such a small world. I'm all curled up with a book to read. I can make money, open up the thrift store. I can make a living of a magazine. I can design an engine 64 miles to a gallon of gasoline. I can make you laugh antibiotics. I can make computers survive aquatic conditions. I know how to run the business. I can make you want to buy a product. Movers, shakers, and producers. Me and my friends understand the future. I see the strings and control the system. I can do anything with no resistance, cause I can lead a nation with a microphone. With a microphone. With a microphone. And I can split the atoms of a molecule. Of a molecule. Of a molecule. I know Senator Bernie Sanders is in the building. We are so honored to get to perform right before he is once more. We are so grateful for what he's been doing for all of us. And we know he's here to hand the power back for all of you. So when you think of these next few weeks, imagine this moment right now. Look at me, driving and I won't stop. And it feels so good to be alive in the top. Our reach is global, our tower is secure, our cause is noble, our power is pure. And I can't let a building destination, let them all die in saturation. Have them all healed from the laceration, have them all killed by assassination. I can make anybody go to prison just because I don't like them. And I can do whatever no permission. I have it all in the right hand. There's nothing inside of me will fight satellite, fight satellite, fight satellite. And I can hear it talking through a telescope, through a telescope, through a telescope. And I can make a plan in a hot rod, 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 in a hot rod. I can run my bike with no handlebars. no handlebars, no handlebars. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars.
I'm a clown, and then I know that I needed to wake up and see what you believe.
This goes out to Bernie Sanders.
To show I'm grateful. You don't know how much you mean to me. You never turned away like that. And I thank you. When I felt had enough, you never turned away right there. And I thank you.
For too long, in this state, regular workaday Coloradans have been treated as an afterthought at the state capitol, while corporations and mega donors get their way on everything. But times are a-changin'. We have an incredible group of legislators here tonight. Thank you so much to Senator Sanders for helping to raise $8,000 from 1,000 individual donors. That's an average donation of $28. It's the Bernie way. We're so grateful to have you here tonight. So without further ado, please welcome Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you all. When Emily and David suggested that I drop by, they told me that there would be a few people. Looks like they were wrong. Well, thank you all very much for coming out. And before I go further, I want to introduce to you somebody I think many of you already know. Somebody who is doing the most important work that needs to be done in this country. She has been to 40 states around this country, rallying working people and low-income people to stand up and fight for their rights. Please welcome Nina Turner. Here in Colorado. We started off at the university in Boulder. I think we had 3,000 people out. We were at Colorado State in Fort Collins. I think we had almost 2,000 people out. And I think all of us working together in the next 2 weeks, we're going to elect some very progressive leaders into the state of Colorado. Now, let me just briefly tell you why I'm here tonight. I am here tonight because I think the most important political issue facing this country is the need to end billionaires buying elections. We need to overturn this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision, which is undermining American democracy. I go around the country, Nina goes around the country, and we see in Colorado, we see in states all over this country, whether it is the fossil fuel industry here in Colorado or other powerful special interests like Wall Street or the drug companies, we see these large, powerful corporations defeat initiatives that benefit working families and the middle class. So we are going to work hard to end the ability of billionaires to buy elections, to spend hundreds of millions of dollars defeating important referendum, and to elect candidates who represent the wealthy and the powerful. And one of the antidotes to do that, and what you're doing here tonight, is to make a small, affordable contribution so that we can elect progressive candidates like Emily and others. And I want to thank many of you for the help you gave us in 2016 in winning this state. And I want you to know that the victory we won here in Colorado and in 21 other states, with 13 million plus votes, with winning more votes from young people than Trump and Clinton combined, that what all of that did was to refocus the priorities facing the American people. That ideas that we brought to Colorado 3 years ago, which seemed to be radical and extreme, are now part of the mainstream conversation. They are being implemented all over this country. Just a few examples. When we ran for president, we said healthcare is a right, not a privilege. A poll came out yesterday, confirming another poll that came out 2 months ago. 70% of the American people now support Medicare for all. Overwhelming support for raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Overwhelming support for making public colleges and universities tuition-free. Overwhelming support for demanding that the wealthiest people and the largest corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. Overwhelming support to end a broken and racist criminal justice system. Overwhelming support for comprehensive immigration reform. Overwhelming support to understand that climate change is real, and that if we are going to save this planet, we've got to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainability. So that is what we have begun to accomplish. That's no small thing. Second thing that we have accomplished, this is what Nina is doing every single day, is the understanding that we can have all the great ideas in the world. These ideas can be supported by working families all over America, but the ideas don't mean anything unless we elect courageous people who have the guts to stand up and fight for those ideas. And what we are seeing there is all over this country. You're seeing young people, you're seeing working people, you're seeing women, you're seeing people of color running for office for the first time. Great candidates who are running for Congress, running for state legislature, running for city council, running for school board, and they are winning. And the third thing that we have begun, it's a long struggle, but we have begun to make some real progress in, is saying that we need, let me back it up and tell you what What I have said for a long time, and I believe to be profoundly true, is that Trump and Republicans don't win elections, Democrats lose elections. And that is that Democrats have become dependent on not $27 contributions, but big money, and have turned their backs in many ways on the working families of this country. So what we are in the midst of bringing about is a transformation of the Democratic Party so that we open the doors wide to working people and their needs, to young people, to people of color, to women, and we address the real issues facing the American people. And one of the areas that we have had success on already in that struggle is, as some of you may recall, in the 2016 Democratic primary, Secretary Clinton had 500 superdelegate votes before the first ballot was cast in the Iowa caucus. Well, because of the great work done by Jeff Weaver, by Nina Turner, and by a lot of other people, superdelegates get 0 votes. So that's a start. We've got to do a lot more. Let me just conclude by thanking you all here. Because what I think many Democrats now understand, and we're seeing them, is rather than relying on corporate PAC money, they're going to get the funding they need from ordinary people through modest contributions. And that's another contribution. And that's something also that we have been helping to accomplish. Let me just conclude by saying this. There's going to be an election in 2 weeks on November 6th. It is the most important midterm election in the modern history of this country. It will be an international embarrassment if we continue in Washington to have one-party rule, if we have right-wing governors all over this country who work for the oil industry or the fossil fuel industry or the drug companies or Wall Street. So on November 6th and the next 2 weeks, I beg of all of you, not just come out and vote for good candidates here, but do your best to bring your friends and your colleagues and your family members out. We can win a sweeping victory all across this country, but we won't do it simply by dreaming of a blue wave. We got to make that wave happen. And the way you make that wave happen is by working as hard as we can over the next 2 weeks. Thank you all very much.